Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning show right here on Main Street TV, where I have, as you can see, two very special guests with us this morning, and some of our favorites because you're with Holzer. So welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Of course. And we have Dr. Is it Sevy?
Sevy.
Did I say that properly? Okay, make sure. And then Christy Massie, and you are a nurse practitioner at Holzer, and you all are both located at the Jenkins Clinic in Wellston. So welcome. I was just there yesterday, right?
I can't tell you that.
Christy said, I'm going to be your guest tomorrow. And I said, oh, goody, okay. You know you live in a small town when, right?
Yep.
No, that's very good. So we are going to find out about some of the great services that are offered at the Jenkins Clinic in Wellston. Perhaps how to get there, because it can be a little confusing. And then, some of the services offered, some of the things that they can do up there that you may not know about. But first, we're going to have a message, and then we'll be back in just a moment and talk with our friends from Holzer.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
All right, and we are back with our friends from Holzer. And again, we have Dr. Sevy and Christy Massie, nurse practitioner here. And we are going to be talking about what they do up at the Jenkins Clinic, and that is in Wellston. And as I said, I was just up there yesterday visiting with my nurse practitioner, friend Diana Wright, and got to chat with her a little bit and talk with her about my medical care. So you all are amazing.
Thanks.
No, thank you. Poor Diana got an earful yesterday, so that's a whole other story. But no, and I guess when I say that, I mean that in the best way possible, because one of the great things about Holzer is the fact that it is personal and it is family-like, and I feel like I feel like you all have the opportunity and are willing to sit and chat, as a friend and a caregiver, but sometimes somebody just needs to listen to you. Yes. So, yeah. All right, so Dr. Sevy, I'm going to start with you because you are so excited to be here.
Just a little nervous. It's okay.
Don't be nervous. We can just slap you around a little bit if you can't talk.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, yeah. So, no, I'm just teasing you. But tell everybody a little bit about yourself, your background and how you ended up here at Holzer.
Yeah, so originally I was born and raised in West Virginia and trained there as well in Morgantown. I graduated medical school in 2015, and my wife and two daughters, we moved here in 2018. And I've been with Holzer for about 9 months, so familiar with the area. We're active in the community, in our church, and we were actually on earlier this year for the Mountains Move conference.
Yes.
So, we just value the community aspect, and I think that's what drew me to Holzer, actually, was just they're very personable and down to earth, I guess we would say.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope the conference went well. I think that is an amazing thing in which you all do. It's unbelievable.
That's actually a pretty important part of my practice as well. I like to address the mental health side of things with folks, and definitely one of the more common things in primary care that we see and address. So, and I think all of us actually are willing to address that. So, it's not just me, but.
Well, and again, it takes an army, but no, but thank you for that, because I feel like sometimes that gets glossed over and we just get to the symptoms and the, your blood work and your all of that, and sometimes just having a conversation with someone is very meaningful to them. Okay, Christy, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Okay, well, I'm a hometown girl, raised in Wellston, graduated from Wellston. Went to Rio when I got out of high school, worked at Ohio Precious Metals for 22 years. Had a career change.
Yeah, well, obviously.
Got my RN in 2006, got my nurse practitioner in 2012. I actually have my doctorate in nursing in 2015.
Whoa.
So, and I have been at Jenkins, I think we've been there about 5 years. Started in Athens and then Jackson, and then now I'm at Jenkins, and I plan to stay there for the rest of my Holzer career.
Love that.
Because I love my people. I mean, if I don't know them, I know a family member, they know me, they know my family. It's like taking care of your family a lot of the time.
Sure, yeah.
And, we talk about our family members, we talk about, who we know and who we don't know, and it's, sometimes it's hard to get to the health part because you're talking about other stuff.
You are so correct about that, and that's a good problem.
Yes, and sometimes that's what people need.
I agree with that, and I think sometimes, especially when you get into, this is not knocking anything, but the bigger cities or whatever, where there are such a huge population that sometimes people don't have that moment to sit and just have that chat and get to know their patients. And I'm sure that most healthcare professionals would like to do that. They just don't have the time to do that. So unlike you all who make that a priority.
Yep.
And I think that's fantastic. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the Jenkins Clinic. I'm going to be honest with you, because I've seen Diana for a while now, and she was somewhere else and then moved up there. And to be honest with you, I wasn't real fond of getting that notification that I was going to have to, because Wellston's so far.
So far.
But it was just, a place that I wasn't familiar with, and it just wasn't the norm and whatever. But honestly, I love it up there. It's a beautiful setting. Everybody's so kind, and it's a great place. So tell us a little bit about the Jenkins Clinic.
Okay, I'll tell you how to get there first, because we hear once a week.
That can be a challenge. Let me just tell you.
Yeah.
But now the road's open, so that helps.
Yes.
That was a nightmare.
Yes, absolutely. So once a week I hear, I didn't even know you guys were here. Well, I've been there since 1981.
I didn't know it had been that long. But
Yes. So anyway, when you're in Wellston, I'm sure everybody knows where Jerry's Do It Center is. There's a road right there called Jenkins Memorial Road. You take that road to the top of the hill and turn into the Jenkins Care Facility. There's a big sign.
It says Jenkins, and it's huge.
Yes.
You can't miss it.
You'll go past the assisted living. You'll go past the skilled nursing. We are the last building in the parking lot. Has Holzer Blue, has the Holzer sign. Convenient
It's
parking to
huge,
the
too.
front door. Yeah, it's big. It didn't used to be, but now it is. Convenient parking to the front door. Lots of handicap spaces.
Yes.
You walk in, our friendly receptionists, we have 3 of them. They'll take care of you, get you registered, get you pointed which direction. We have 2 nurse practitioners and 2 physicians, about 18 staff. We do anything from child care to chronic problems to wellness visits to sports physicals to job physicals to whatever you need, basically. We have lab draws, we have flu tests, urine tests, pregnancy tests, strep tests on site. We have x-ray on site. And we take walk-ins on a limited basis depending on schedules. But like I told the guys on the radio, if we can't get you in today, we can probably get you in tomorrow. There's probably a 90% chance we can get you in the next day.
Okay. And, it's interesting that you said that about the walk-ins, because as I was sitting there in the waiting room, which was, just a couple minutes, which is another great thing about you all. No, there was a lady that walked in, and she needed some kind of vaccination or something, and she had just walked in, and they were like, oh, yeah, we'll get so-and-so, and we'll be right with you. Yep. So I thought, well, that's cool.
Yep. Being small, we can do that. Yep. And, we probably knew her, too. So.
Probably. It's a blessing and a curse sometimes living in a small community. So, Dr. Sevy, are there certain types of patients that you see more than others, or do you see everyone? How does somebody get hooked up with you?
Well, so I train to see anyone from birth all the way through their lifespan. So, and even train to deliver babies and things, but I don't do that anymore.
We're not doing that there.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Never say never. You never
I
know.
hope not, anyway. We'll put it that
Please,
way.
for oh God, no.
But that's really what drew me to family medicine was kind of seeing the full spectrum of care, beginning to end. And but now just over the years, anyone's practice just tends to filter out. And once it gets sifted for a while, you end up having kind of your core patient base.
Okay.
And mine is mainly kiddos maybe 10 or 12 years old and up. And we tend to leave the younger pediatric patients to our great pediatrics department.
Sure.
And we also have a really good OBGYN availability in Jackson as well. So we kind of defer the women's health care aspect to them, to some extent. At least I do. Honestly, if it's a sick visit and there's a kiddo, even super young, I'm willing to see them. So, just we ask if you're able to call ahead. That way you're not waiting, like you were saying.
Sure.
We try to just keep things as organized as possible, and we do. I offer televisits, telemedicine, especially to established patients and things. I think everybody's busy, so it's
Sure.
big convenience factor there. So.
Especially in the winter for the older
Yeah,
people.
absolutely.
It's very convenient.
That, and I think about moms that have, numerous children, and it's just really hard to strap everybody in their seats in the car and, whatever. If you could do a televisit, that would be just game changing for a lot of everybody involved. So that would be good. Speaking of the televisits, what are those primarily used for? When's an appropriate time for a telehealth visit, and when maybe not the best idea for a telehealth visit?
Do you have preference?
A chronic, or people I see all the time, telehealth is usually okay. Depending, we'll get into the visit and I'll tell them straight up, this is not a telehealth visit, you need to come in.
Okay.
Sometimes they're having trouble breathing. You can hear that on the phone. You're like, need to come in. They need to listen to you, lay hands on you, look at you.
It's so funny. I was just talking with Diana about this. She said exactly the same thing yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, some of our patients, we've seen them long enough that if you walk in the room, you know they're sick.
That's what she said. I like to see their color. I like to see,
Yeah, it's hard, telehealth, to look at somebody and say, and I tell them, this is what I think it is. I can't see you. I can't lay hands on you. If you don't get better, you need to come in.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's where the relationship comes in. I think that's the benefit of being in a community-based practice like that, is just having those relationships. Your patients. If they usually have asthma problems, and you can treat them, and they know that, hey, if this isn't better tomorrow or the next day, if I'm trending in the wrong direction, I'll come in. It's just having that trust and that relationship. But going back to the mental health aspect, I mean, I can definitely do a lot of that over the phone on a follow-up basis. If we're just kind of touching base to see how medication's doing or something, it's easy to just touch base that way. So.
Yeah, because that's more of we're just having a talk.
Yep.
Okay. And then I would assume, if somebody just has a basic cold or something like that, then, that seems like something that you could help them out over the phone. And
yeah, it's
Except
hard to
for-
look at rashes
I
and
was
stuff
going
like
to
that
say,
over
ear
the
pain.
phone.
Yeah.
what do you
People do
think?
that.
Yeah, ear pain, kind of hard to look in your ear.
Yeah.
From,
Yeah. Okay, that makes total sense.
Chest pain, absolutely not.
Yeah, right.
Probably not.
Here's
the
my
best.
throat.
Had people do that.
Oh, gosh.
Here's my rash. I've seen. Yeah. Happens.
Oh boy, I can only imagine the things that have been shoved up in that phone. No, I'm just teasing. Actually, I'm not. But I'm sure there's been a lot. But that is something that's offered. And how does somebody schedule a televisit?
The 8554 Holzer, that's kind of the central scheduling, I believe.
Okay, and you just say
Yeah, just let them know where you want to be scheduled and who you want to see. And then there's also the online scheduling, holzer.org/appointments/primary-care is how you would find our section of that. But, if you get on the website and just kind of poke around, you'll
just
find
navigate
it.
through.
Yeah.
It's easy, and it's very, very convenient website. It's very good. Okay, so I'm wondering what made both of you. I mean, you went from OPM to being in the medical career, in a medical career. So, what made both of you choose the careers that you did?
Well, I had a medical lab degree, so I worked in the lab at Precious Metals for a while. That was cool. Precious Metals, there'll be nothing like it ever.
Yeah.
And then when I had originally a long time ago as a kid wanted to be a doctor, and people said, well, it takes so long, it costs so much, you don't want to do that.
They just talked you out of it,
Yeah,
basically.
basically. And then when I got the opportunity to go back to school, I said, I want to go to nursing. And then when I got in nursing, I found out about nurse practitioner, and I'm like, I want to do that. But I could be a professional student. I love going to school. I love sitting in class. I could do that for the rest of my life.
Okay, you're weird,
I
but
am
all
weird.
right.
Been told that several times.
No, thank you.
I try to treat my patients like family. I want them to get the best care I can. If I don't know, I will find someone who does, or try to get them to someone who does. I want them to be treated my way my family would have been treated. And some people don't get treated that way sometimes.
No, you're right. You're 100% right.
Yeah, and with us, small in Wellston, everybody knows everybody. It's easier. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll let you answer the question, and then I have something to say about that. Well, actually, I'm going to say it now because I'll lose my train of thought because I have ADHD, which has probably not ever been diagnosed, but I diagnosed myself because I can't remember anything. No, my point is, see, I forgot it already. No, my point is that
We can medicate that.
thank you. Maybe we'll have to have a telehealth visit over that. If you feel dismissed or blown off or not heard by your primary care physician or person, they're not for you, and you need to find somebody else.
Yeah.
Because not everybody jives all the time
Right.
with other people. And if you just have that gut feeling, this is just me talking, if you just don't feel heard or something, find somebody else. Find somebody else that you do mesh with
Yes.
well. That's just Jen's little soapbox
You're
for a minute.
correct.
Yeah, that's absolutely right on point. I think that treating patients like family is definitely my motto as well. Sometimes that includes tough love, but that goes both ways. If
Sure.
they think I'm missing something, or like you said, if I didn't hear them correctly, I invite them to ask questions. Please, like if you don't understand something, I'm more than happy to try to explain it. That means I'm not being real clear, So
Nobody's going to advocate for you better than yourself. So
Right.
do it.
And, every once in a while you have to have the come to Jesus talk. I've had several of those yesterday, and if the patient is watching, he knows who it is. I said, we are not negotiating. It is not what I say you don't do, and then you tell me something I can't do. We are not negotiating.
She can get tough and sassy.
Sometimes. But, if one of let's say your diabetes is out of control, we're going to have the come to Jesus talk, because that's important. You can't
Yes.
see what diabetes is doing to you. You can't see what it's doing to your kidneys. You can't see what it's doing to your heart. Then you will eventually see what it's doing to your eyesight. But if you don't do stuff to help it,
Now.
then, I'll get a little tough with you.
And that's okay. That is, the oath that you took, and that's why you do what you do. Diabetes has to be a tough one, because I can't tell you how many people that I've talked with and loved ones over the years that have said, I feel fine. I'm not going to take my medicine. I feel fine right now. And then the next thing you know, 5 years later, they have lost the bottom of their leg and can't see anymore.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
it sneaks up on you.
And I've told people, I only do this because I care. I don't want anything to happen to you. That's why we're there. I mean, if anything, I hope people understand that with me. I want to help you get better. People's A1C will come down and like in the normal range, and I'm like, woo, I'm really excited. They're just looking at me. I said, you don't understand. This is important. This
great.
makes me happy that we're able to get this under control.
Yes. No, I think that's amazing. That you all care so much, and it is, I'm sure, frustrating because people probably don't want to hear sometimes what you're throwing down.
Yeah.
How does that whole thing work?
So I tell everyone, it's your health care. You're in control, ultimately. I can only provide recommendations as strongly as I can. I can't physically force you to do anything, but I can definitely strongly recommend it. And I just reiterate, I'm not going to ask you to do anything I wouldn't have my family do. And I don't know, sometimes they'll catch the genuine nature of, that talk, and they'll cave in.
No, and that makes total sense because they understand that you're being, honest and you really do. You're looking out for them. Like, you're not just being some weird sadistic person. Like, I mean, that's not why you're there. You're not trying to be mean.
Right.
You're trying to help them help themselves. But sometimes none of us want to hear the truth. Yeah, I get it. So let's talk about, Jenkins. You think, well, it's kind of a smaller facility up there on the hill there in Wellston, but you all have a lot of services that you provide. Can we get into some specific, things and talk about what people might not know that you do up there?
We do x-rays on site. We have them back, depending on our radiologist, sometimes within a half an hour or so, and sometimes I'll just send you home and call you. We do lab draws. We do urines on site, streps on site, flus on site, pregnancy tests on site. We have an audiologist, Loretta Louder, comes to Jenkins on Fridays.
I need you to say that 5 times fast.
Loretta? No.
Audiologist Loretta Lauder.
And
that's mean.
If anyone's ever seen her for hearing, they understand she's very nice. So we like it when she comes up there to help our patients out.
No, I think that's cool because there's so many people that are so scared to get their hearing tested because they don't want to hear, speaking of, like, pun intended, the truth about it. Yeah.
Sure. And now we have to send you out to Jackson. I know it's far away, but mammograms, pap smears, specialist visits, Jackson. And,
okay.
I have to go there. I live in Wellston. I have to go there for mine too. So it's
but
not
that's
that far.
okay. But
it's really not that far.
No, it's not that far. That's what I said. Like, when I heard I had to go to Wellston, I was like, what is it, like 8 minutes to get there? Yeah. So the thing is, though, but even if you have to go to Holzer Jackson, which, is the place where some of the specialists and things are, and some of the diagnostic equipment, everybody there is of the same mindset that you all are. And I go back to get the mammogram or to get an ultrasound or something, and everyone is so kind, and everyone is, it is, you are a person and a friend there.
And they know us, so they know how we order stuff, so, yeah.
It works out, yeah, for sure. What are some of the other things that would be offered up there, Dr. Sevy, that maybe people might not know?
Oh, gosh.
Vaccines. We do vaccines.
That's a big one.
Yeah, the vaccinations. And a lot of times you don't even necessarily have to have an appointment. Like you said, they can just walk in and we can squeeze them into a nursing visit and, get the vaccine done that way. Gosh.
Flu shots are coming up, so
Yeah,
we're doing
okay.
those.
I'm glad you said that's my next question. Is it too early? Are we too early for flu shots? Or
I think they said we're getting them next week, Monday.
okay,
So we're
so
getting them Monday. So
Now, so I was just there yesterday for
You can walk in and get one.
my thing. Okay, that was like, I don't, want to have to make an appointment with a doctor to go, so I can just walk in and say, I'm here for my flu shot.
Yes.
Yep.
Fridays and Mondays are not so good because we only have 2 providers on Fridays and Mondays. But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we have everybody there. So you won't
Okay.
have to wait as long on Tuesday.
And
to
what
Thursday.
about like the COVID stuff? Do you do that as well?
We don't have any COVID. We send people to Jackson because they're like pre-mixed vials, and once you open it, you have to use it within a certain time.
Aha, so you
And
need to use them
yeah,
often.
And
Okay.
we would probably waste it because we wouldn't have that many people coming in for it.
I gotcha.
So I think they batch them there or something.
Okay, all right, but
Care management.
Huh?
Talk about care management.
Okay, yeah, we
care
have
management.
care
she said.
management. We have Bev Voss. She is absolutely wonderful. Anyone that's already talked to her, you understand what I'm talking about. She, like, if say your diabetes was high and you were having some trouble with your insulin or understanding stuff, we send them to Bev, and she will call them once a week, see how their sugar's doing, give us a report, teach them how to give their insulin, teach them how to use their Dexcom, teach them how to stick their fingers, gives them enormous stacks of material. Anything that we think that the person could benefit from a call, we can send to her, and then she talks to them.
She
and
can help them help
Yes.
themselves.
Right.
In
Makes
between
sense.
our visits, they're talking to her, and if they have a concern, she gives them her number. They call her, and she does a great job.
Yeah. Blood pressure management.
Yes.
Discharge from like a nursing facility if they needed medical equipment, wheelchairs, that sort of
Okay.
thing. Sometimes if they've been seen by us and they forgot to ask for something, she'll send us a message and we can, send the order in for them.
Have everything.
Good deal.
That's the main thing about don't run out of your meds. And she'll send us messages that hey, she needs this refilled, doesn't have it. So
Sometimes in family practice, I feel like we're kind of the chaos coordinators. It's really
I like to call you the concierges, but chaos coordinator, I could see would be the same. Yes.
just tying up loose ends, making sure everything, is how it needs to be. Real care optimization, I guess would be the way to put it.
and our COPDers and our heart failure, sometimes it's scary what's going on. And to have her number to
Absolutely.
call and immediately talk to her, and she'll go through the steps with them. Is this going on? Is this happening? Is this happening? This is what you need to do. She has papers that are like stoplights of red, yellow, and green. What's going on?
Okay.
If you're yellow and green, you're probably okay. If you got red symptoms, you're probably not. And sometimes she'll have to say, with this going on, you need to go to the ER.
Okay.
Because Christy's going to tell you need to go to the ER.
Sure. So
it's
we're
just
skipping
some
that step.
reassurance.
Okay, so yeah, just another tool in the box there for that. Can we back up about the audiology thing? I don't want to it's not to make you say it, but I'm wondering how would somebody end up to see the audiologist? Like, how do you know that maybe you need to be seen?
Huh? I see that a lot in appointments. I'm like, do you need a hearing exam? Or someone will say, I can't hear the TV. I need you to make me an appointment. Okay, we'll get you in.
So what if you have a husband that mumbles and walks away from you while he's talking and then gets upset when you say, what? Is that a my problem or a his problem?
Is there a correct answer there?
Because I have
answer
one of
that
those.
I'm treading lightly on this.
I don't think there's a correct answer there.
I'm like, you're
plead the
making me
fifth.
think I need a hearing exam, but I really don't think so.
I jokingly say it doesn't really help with selective hearing, but that's okay.
That doesn't really happen now, does it?
Absolutely.
My dog does that.
Absolutely.
No, but what would be, you feel like people probably walk in your house and your TV's blaring
Yep.
and people go, whoa.
It's usually the family or
I was
someone.
going to say the family will say, they can't hear anything.
I hear the TV when I pull in their driveway, or you wouldn't
That
believe
might
it.
be that might be a sign.
Yep.
they can't hear me. It's usually either the husband says she doesn't hear me, or she says he doesn't hear me. It's funny. I actually did an ear wash one day, and the guy goes, "I can hear." He said, "But don't tell my wife." I'm like, okay.
I'll bet some
he
funny
was
things
serious.
happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh my gosh. Okay, so but yeah, no audiology services. If that is something and that's another one that's hard to. Nobody wants to hear that they need a hearing aid or that they can't hear. There's something wrong with them, and that's a hard conversation to have with a family member. I know I have a family member that is just does not get that he can't hear a thing, and it's problematic.
Yeah.
But he just says there's nothing they can do for me, and I'm like, okay. So how does the hearing aid is audiology covered by insurance, and are there things that we don't go straight to hearing aids? Are there because I think that's what people get afraid of is, oh my God, I don't want to. That's something else I have to deal with, the hearing aid.
I think they work with them on, techniques to be able to work around the hearing loss sometimes. But, once you get to a certain point, you're kind of pinned in a corner where you have to use a hearing aid.
But they're not quite as gnarly as they used to be.
Right.
Not
They're a lot
nearly as
smaller. They have rechargeable ones now.
That don't take batteries. Yes.
Yeah, they don't beep.
Right.
You go to
Square
hug
one,
someone
scream.
and they go, eh.
In church, always in church.
Of course, yes.
But yeah, there's other things too. Sometimes Loretta will see them, and then she might refer them to ENT because they have something down in there that she's seeing.
Okay.
So, yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean if you go there that you're going to have to be stuck with a hearing
No.
aid.
Could be, just a structural issue or, perforated eardrum. Could be a lot of different things. So.
Yep.
Okay. And what are some of the things that you can do? So my concern is, I was having this discussion with a friend the other day, is every person you see out and about now, whether they're in their car or whatever, has an earbud in their ear. And I can't imagine that that's good for human beings.
Get a lot of earwax
Yeah.
when you wear those that need cleaned out. I have people come in and they'll say, yeah, I wear maybe on one side. I'll say your ear is really bad. And they're like, yeah, just wear it on that side. So it'll get earwax. So, and nothing loud is good.
Right, and that's what concerns me about people wearing earbuds all the time. Is that going to be? Is the generation that's doing that going? Are we going to see a lot of hearing issues because of that? I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see.
Yep.
I know they're doing some studies on that where
Are they?
They're looking at the teenagers and things that have been, growing up with these earbuds as a frequent use item. They're looking at that. They're also looking at neck issues from, always looking down at their phones, carpal tunnel issues,
Carpal
all
tunnel.
that stuff. So,
It's a whole new generation of
It is.
problems,
It is.
caused by technology. That you can't make that up.
right.
So, no, it's a thing. Okay, it'll be interesting to see how those studies shake out. So, how do people get scheduled with you? Just call the Holzer.
Go through the portal, go through the internet. I mean, there are lots of ways.
And are you accepting new patients, both of you?
Absolutely.
I believe everyone at the clinic is, if I'm not mistaken. Not Dr. Webb. Yeah. Well, we have one that is full, but
Okay.
I have plenty of room. So.
Okay.
You'll hear us, and the way I refer to it when people come in is, let's get the housekeeping out of the way. Are you due for a colonoscopy? Are you due for a mammogram? Are you due for a pap smear? We're going to go down the line. Are you due for a low-dose CT because you smoke? Are you due for a bone density scan? That's what I call housekeeping. Yep. Are you due for your pneumonia, shingles, and flu shot? So, we always take a little bit of time and do that. Even And Rhonda wanted me to mention that during COVID, we were still supposed to do our housekeeping, our preventative measures. And I hated it. People were sick with COVID, feel like,
No,
yuck.
let me schedule your colonoscopy.
I did that.
Oh,
I did that to someone, and I hated it. I absolutely hated it. And, they were 45. I said, you're due for your colonoscopy. I know you're sicker than a dog, but we'll schedule it when you're better. They had colon cancer when it came down to it.
No.
Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I
There
thought,
you go.
yeah, that tells me no matter what, we're going to talk housekeeping.
Yeah.
Okay, I have chills. That is crazy.
It was scary. I know.
I was 45.
That was a big
Happens more
wake-up
than
call
you
for
think.
me.
Yeah, there's a reason that these screening guidelines exist, and it's because some of them are getting reduced in age.
Colon cancer is on the rise. Am I correct?
Yes, and we used to not screen till 50. Now we're 45. So if I'm catching you in there, that's why.
Yeah, and again, you're not being mean.
No.
All you need to do is tell people that story, and I would think that would.
It was a huge wake-up call for me.
Yeah.
This is why we do this.
I'll bet you got that call and you were shocked.
I did. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. My texts, they'll tell you every once in a while, I have to look at them and go, you've got to be kidding me. This can't be happening.
Whoa.
Yeah, I always use the example that I had from my best friend's dad growing up. He was like my second dad, and healthy as anybody I've ever known, really strong guy, had an active job, and he thought that he had heat exhaustion at work. He works outside. Ended up it was metastatic colon cancer. His first symptom was he got dizzy and passed out at work because it was working in the heat, and went to urgent care, and it was he had a pneumonia that was from metastatic cancer. So and it was colon cancer. So it's just one of those things where and he's in early 50s then, and that was before it got reduced to 45. But
and again, someone that's healthy as a horse like that and active and whatever is probably not going to go into the doctor and say, I can't wait to have my colonoscopy,
Right.
Very rarely do you get that.
Yeah.
Can you listen, it sucks. I've had it done. The colonoscopy is fine. It's like a really good nap. And again, though, if you go to Holzer, everyone is so kind.
Yes, RASC is wonderful.
Unbelievable and kind.
I tell people it's a necessary evil. It's like mammograms. Everybody's like, oh, they hurt. Well, we have the new 3D.
Listen,
they are not nearly as bad as they used to.
Anywhere near. Number one, I didn't even mind the original kind, because squish that sucker down and let me know if I've got something going on. I'm serious. Like, do it. I don't care. Keep on going. I was like, squash, I don't care. But no, the new one is really much more comfortable
And quick.
and fast, and also so quite cool, by the way, because you can like actually see slices of your tissue. It's really
The pictures
neat.
They're perfect. Yeah.
Really, really neat. And so I was able to take a look, because I was asking questions, and I was able to actually take a look at some of the pictures and how, because they were talking about slices. I was like, I don't understand what you're saying. And so they were showing me. I was like, that is so cool. So, yeah. Don't listen to all those stupid videos and your Aunt Edna and sister's cousin's boyfriend's mom about getting the mammogram and how awful it is. It's not. Just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like 5 minutes out of your life.
It's
like,
a necessary evil. Breast cancer, 1 in 8.
yes.
Those are horrible odds. If you're playing the lottery, they're great. I mean, 1 in 8, wouldn't we all play?
Yeah, we don't want those odds.
No,
Not
1
at
in
all.
8. That's horrible odds.
Yeah, absolutely. And what are some of the other mammogram, obviously, in women's care, pap smears, things like that. Colonoscopies are a huge one. What are some of the other things that people put off because they're not a fan of going? Colonoscopy just sucks because of the prep.
Yes.
Yeah. The prep is the worst part.
I have a little suggestion for you. This is what Jen did. You do it, you schedule it for a first thing Monday morning.
Absolutely.
First thing, like 7 a.m. Monday morning. So you just are hanging out at the house Sunday night, what are you doing anyway? You can watch a movie and it sucks, and then you just do the Monday morning thing, and then it's over with.
Yep.
It's good. Yeah.
The low-dose CT for lung cancer screening, that's one.
We do those every year on our smokers.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's certain criteria that, if
Yeah.
you're over 50, have a certain amount of smoking history, all of that.
Okay.
But trying to think of maybe some of the other
DEXA scans, bone
DEXA
density,
scans for bone density.
osteoporosis.
Who's a candidate for that?
Greater than 65 in ladies right now.
Okay.
Yep.
And here's what I'm gonna tell you, and I've talked about this here on the show before, is there was a study, I think it was on the Today Show, they were talking about it, and they were talking about women's health, and they were talking about the fact that women who have been called back in for a mammogram, like something that has been seen, are so much less likely to schedule the next one because they don't want to hear bad news. But here's the thing, if there is bad news and it's colon cancer or it's something, it's not going away on its own. And your only defense is early detection.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why you all are scheduling these tests.
And there are other options, going back to the colonoscopy issue. If someone is just completely against it and refuses, there is the option to do a Cologuard test. That's usually about every 3 years, but it's only for average risk folks. So if you have strong family history and things, you might not be the best candidate for it.
And
Okay.
now when you do a sample at home and
you
bring it
just
to us and we mail it
send
in.
it off, right?
Yep.
It just gets mailed in. Yep. It's a stool
That
DNA.
seems weird too.
It's a stool DNA test. Yeah.
Okay.
And
How effective are those?
It has improved over the
Mhm.
years. I believe it's in the high 90% for detection, and it can detect some precancerous polyps and things. So, pretty good test overall. And that's why the frequency is shorter than.
Shorter, yeah.
Then what is it? 10 years for a colonoscopy?
If it's completely
Depends.
normal, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So do polyps count as abnormal or?
And they usually get 5 years or 3, depending
Okay.
on how many.
Depends on how it looks under the
Yeah,
microscope.
sometimes 1. So
Oh, okay. All right. So that's something that you just need to talk with your
That's
physician.
why we're here.
Yes. No, it's exactly right.
There's a lot more under the surface than, I think a lot of people grasp. It's not as straightforward and simple as it sounds sometimes. And that's why we're here. Help you
Yeah.
walk through it.
And if someone just wants to come in and talk about all the preventative stuff, all the vaccines that now are for adults, it's fine. Make an appointment. Come in. Let's talk. Let's figure
Yeah.
out what we need to do.
Let's have that chat.
You got to start somewhere.
No, and you're exactly right. So, when is the shingles and pneumonia? When are you supposed to start doing that?
Shingles is 50.
Okay.
Pneumonia depends on if there's something wrong with you, like asthma, COPD, some disease that you rank in to get a pneumonia before 50.
Okay.
Now they've lowered the pneumonia to 50. There's also an RSV, which is respiratory syncytial virus.
That's what the kids used to get, right? The babies,
But they found during COVID, adults were getting it.
okay.
So now there's a vaccine for that. So, yeah.
Okay, so all us adults have to go get our kid shots again.
And everybody should stay up to date on their tetanus. So,
Yep.
anyway.
How effective is the shingles shot? As someone that just turned 50,
Gosh.
It's, what is it, 90-some%?
Yeah,
And
Shingrix.
if you do get them, they say they won't be as bad.
okay. Because I know, listen, I've known people, we all do, and it's debilitating, shingles.
Mhm. It can be very painful. Yep.
Yeah, okay. So go get that too.
Yes.
Pete
We have a
Wilson,
list.
have you
If you
had
come
your
to see
shingles
us.
shot?
No,
Are
I'm bad.
you 50?
Plus 20.
I didn't say it, he did. He said plus 20. Can you believe that? Our sweet Pete Wilson. Well, I'll tell you what, is there anything else you wanted to tell our viewers while you're here? Y'all did so good.
Gosh.
See, and he was so nervous.
Yeah. I have a radio face, not a TV face.
No, I disagree. I disagree.
It's easier when you know people.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
We try to make it fun.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, at the Ohilco Festival.
Okay.
We'll have, I think
Trailer.
yeah, you're gonna have the trailer camper
We'll have
there.
free stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody
If it's
likes free stuff.
If it's
And
free,
we're
it's
going to
for
be
me.
in the Wednesday night hometown parade.
Okay.
So
And would you be doing any screenings up there as well, or just free stuff?
I think just free stuff.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Sounds good.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much. And again, if you want to schedule an appointment with either of these wonderful folks, just call the 855-4-Holzer number and tell them you want to see the providers up at Jenkins.
Come see us.
And it's a great place. Trust me. Like I said, I was just there yesterday. So I am putting my money where my mouth is, or mouth where my, whatever that is. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, Pete Wilson is here waiting in the wings to do some news. And Marley got out of talking once again because Pete saved her. One of these days I'm going to get her. But we will be back right after these messages with Pete Wilson and some news. Thank you all.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
All right, we are back with our good friend Pete Wilson, who has a pile of news in front of him. We will let you get to, Pete.
Okay.
50 plus 20.
All right. Okay. What is that? What's that add up to anyway?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't.
Okay.
I don't have that many fingers.
Right. Now, yes, I understand.
Get your shingle shot. I got him in so much trouble. They were leaving and they said, get your shingle shot.
Right. Okay. I really don't like to get poked unnecessarily. All
I
right.
understand.
Okay.
I get you.
All right. Okay. If they ever opened the hood on me, I'd probably be in trouble, but I don't let them.
I feel you,
All
brother.
right.
I feel you.
Okay. All right. The big news that we're going to talk about on Main Street TV, we have a number of things, but probably the latest thing that's certainly high on the newsworthy chain is that the former MacArthur Village water clerk has been indicted for theft of office in Vinton County. Limited information, but this comes from the Vinton County Prosecutor's Office. I would not be surprised if we have a follow-up release at some point from the State Auditor's Office. But the suspect, and once again, this is an allegation and an indictment at this point, Kathy Stoughton, age 71 of MacArthur. She was the water clerk in Vinton. I believe we have a picture there, don't we? Adrian. Kathy Stoughton, age 71 of MacArthur. There she is. Kathy Stoughton, age 71 of MacArthur, was the village water clerk. She isn't now, but she was at one time. I don't have a term of when she was.
Okay.
But she's not the current water clerk. But she was indicted by a Vinton County grand jury on Friday, reported by the Vinton County prosecutor yesterday of one count of theft in office. That is a third-degree felony. Also, 4 counts of tampering with records. Those are third-degree felonies, and 1 count of soliciting improper compensation. That is a first-degree misdemeanor. She was actually arrested yesterday. I assume that this Facebook post in the prosecutor's office was put out after she was arrested.
Oh, my.
She is now incarcerated in the Southeastern Ohio Regional Jail pending an arraignment. We'll see what happens, follow up on that. According to Vinton County Prosecutor William L. Archer, Jr., who released this information, he states that the prosecutor's office takes very seriously cases of alleged theft of Vinton County taxpayers, and he appreciates the hard work than the Ohio State Auditor's Office. The investigation was conducted by the Ohio State Auditor's Office, and it is ongoing.
Okay.
But enough evidence there, the authorities felt for an indictment, so we will certainly be following that as that case continues and hope to get more information on perhaps the amount of money involved and how it was done, et cetera. All right. This story is about money too, but more on the positive side. Floor BWXT, which is the contractor, is doing the cleanup work down at the former Piketon Atomic Plant, that site.
Yes.
And a group called the Joint Economic Development Initiative of Southern Ohio. That's a group with a long name that a lot of people don't know about, but they serve 4 counties, Jackson County being one of them, and they do a lot of good things on the economic development front.
Okay.
They have given two $50,000 grants to Her Foods. One of the $50,000 grants to Her Foods, and this is a check presentation that took place. A couple of local people in there. You see Sam Brady, a Jackson County Economic Development Partnership CEO and president in the back row. You also see Joe Wyant, who is on the board. He's in the red shirt there in the back row. But they gave a $50,000 grant to Her Foods for an expansion at their Ross County plant.
Okay.
That will allow them to hire 30 new employees. It's certainly good news that the business is good.
Certainly good, and especially in Chillicothe at this point.
Right, and they also have given a $50,000 grant for the expansion at the Jackson site. Of course, at Jackson, they are renovating the old warehouse there into a production facility. It's going to be cheese curls at first. And the latest that I heard, wasn't in this release, but the latest that I have heard, and if something's changed, I apologize, I'll try to amend or correct that, was perhaps production starting in September, which is very close.
Yes, it is.
So we will see on that. But Her Foods has also made a commitment. At the time they announced the Jackson project and the cheese curl plant, they announced that they were going to do an expansion at the old Meridian site there where the warehouse is, with another building, and do much more than what they're going to be doing in the old warehouse building that they're renovating into a production facility. It's kind of off the road there, so you may not see it, but they've done a lot of work down there, particularly on the interior. So we will certainly watch that. But once again, when these private companies want to do expansion or whatever, you have economic development related money that can be available to help facilitate that, or even just make the project possible. And so Floor, which is a major contractor, that's a big outfit. They have always given a lot of money in what they consider their core 4-county area around that plant in Pike County. That's Jackson County, Pike County, Scioto County, and Ross County. And occasionally they put out news releases or make announcements about grants and donations that they do. So they are a very good corporate citizen that way, and they do understand the importance of economic development. So good for them. That story was in our Wednesday telegram, which now is out on the street. Okay, this is the first day of school in Wellston and Vinton County. I want to remind everybody about that. Oak Hill starts tomorrow. At the last meeting of the Jackson City Board of Education, they made one of their last hirings, a new teacher. We want to show her. Some folks from Jackson may recognize her. There on the right, that is Eva Noggle.
Okay.
She actually went to Westview Elementary as a student, and now she is going to be a teacher at Westview.
Wow, that's cool.
And standing by her is the principal at Westview, which everybody in Jackson knows. That is Karen Oxenbein. And Eva is going to be the first grade English language arts teacher. She's a 2025 graduate of Cedarville University, as well as a 2021 graduate of Jackson High School, and we can say an alumna of Westview Elementary. So
That's
she's
cool.
coming home to teach. Isn't that a
Love
nice
that.
story? Okay, kind of on the economic development front, it could lead to economic development. Major project going on in Hamden at the former Hamden Gas and Oil Station. Now, that has not operated as a gas station.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of people traveling 93 have seen this. If you're heading north, it's on the right side of the road.
Very nostalgic building.
Yes, it is. Now, it's been a long time since it's operated. I can't give you the date as a gas station, But one of the projects going on there now is the removal of the gas pumps. You can see the excavation there, perhaps behind the barrels. The building for now is going to stay, but the removal of the pumps is definitely a first step. And this is not a government brownfield project. This is a private project right now that certainly, though, has the support of government, particularly of the officials in Hamden. Anytime that you get a site like this and it's got the gas pumps in it, there's not much that you can really do with it. So you get the gas pumps, the underground pumps out of there, and then you're in a better position to use that site for something else. So can't say for sure that the building will be torn down too, but that could be the next thing. Whenever plans are announced for that property, we will certainly let everybody know. All right, Jennifer. It's Friday night football, and for the Jackson Ironmen, it's Saturday night football because their game is on Saturday night. But this is our football preview. Drum roll for that. It is a full section of our paper today. We have 20 pages in the paper.
Holy moly.
The A section is the regular news, you could say, and the back section, Section B, it's all about football preview. That is inserted into the Wednesday paper. So if you get that, or you even get it online, and it will be there. Full-blown previews of the Jackson Ironmen, the Wellston Golden Rockets, the Oak Hill Oaks, and the Vinton County Vikings football teams. Got rosters, schedules, of course, coaches' comments, previews of the season, prospects, all like that. Pictures also of bands and cheerleaders. We have that in there. And just a ton of information. Tip my hat to sports editor Todd Compton, who did most of the work. Red Thompson Jr. wrote an article as well. And I'll have to say, thought it's a very good production. We've won awards for our sports previews before for special section. I think this is another good one. If you're a football fan, it is a must. And once again, it's included with today's paper. On Saturday, we'll follow that up with a fall sports preview, and that will have coverage of many of the other fall sports now.
There's a ton,
that
too.
Are part, soccer, volleyball, golf, etc.
Yep.
All those in there. We also, of course, want to mention, when we're talking about promoting our sports here at Total Media, much more than just what the newspaper does. We will have all those live radio broadcasts, which, of course, are streamed over the Total Media app, as well as being on your plug-in radio, your transistor radio.
If you have one.
Right, exactly. No, they're around. The Ironmen can be heard on WKOV 96.7 FM. The Wellston Golden Rockets on 1330 AM, 105.3 FM. Those are two related stations. The Oak Hill Oaks on 97.7 FM, WCJO, and the Vinton County Vikings on 98.7 WYRO. And of course, we're going to be streaming home football games this year, Total Media, as we continue to grow and do more services to service our schools and our customers and our viewers, listeners all out there. The streaming will also be available on the Total Media YouTube channel.
Yep.
So, we've been doing this for a year or two, and we keep doing more and expanding our wings. Total Media involves a lot of neighboring counties as well, all throughout the area, even crossing state lines a little bit. We keep getting bigger and try to also keep getting better at the same time. So in addition to the Friday night football, we'll also broadcast the games. We'll also have pregame and postgame shows that can be heard on a lot of our Total Media stations, including the ones here in Jackson and Vinton counties. This week, opening games, we'll talk more about that Friday, but Oak Hill will be at Wellston on Friday night.
Okay.
Vinton County will be at Waterford on Friday night. Jackson will host Little Miami on Saturday night. So that's how we stand. All right. Hey, speaking of Wellston, the Wellston Oak Hill game, which is a big intra-county rivalry game. On the first home game of the year, the Wellston High School Athletic Department, Jeff Hendershot, does a great job with this. He's the athletic director. There's a committee, a lot of people involved, but Jeff drives it. They're going to induct 9 people, one of the biggest classes ever, into the Wellston High School Athletic Hall of Fame. That's going to be pregame of the football game on Friday night. The inductees are Tom Montgomery, John Hendershot, Todd Montgomery, Charlie Lindauer, Mark Williams, Morgan Stevens, Taylor Folden, Sammy Usley, and Chelsea McManaway. And if you're a Wellston sports fan, you certainly know those names. Tom goes all the way back to the class of 1959, and Chelsea, the youngest, to the class of 2014.
Okay.
More information is on the Wellston City Schools website, and I'm sure the Telegram will have more information after the induction ceremony. Okay, real quick, as we're running out of time, a couple more things to tell you. The Victory Grange is making their apple butter again. I don't think we've had Richard Neal here yet to talk about that, as he does, but he's put out information. They make a lot of apple butter.
They
and
definitely
the Grange
do.
members are busy and industrious, but they can't do it themselves. They need volunteers.
Need help.
So they are throwing out the invitation to help them. Their first apple butter making, pre-festival apple butter making for the Apple Festival will be this Friday and Saturday at the Grange Hall out there on Pattonsville Road. You need to call 286-3099. That's 286-3099 for more information. They'll tell you how it's going to set up, but they'll put you to work, and you know what? They'll even feed you lunch
There you go.
on that day,
Food.
and they're going to need help during the festival as well. So we will remind you a little bit more about that. Also, we're getting very close to the Wellston Ohilco Festival. It is the first full week of September. There's right after Labor Day, and we'll be putting out a lot of news on that here in upcoming editions. But you need to know that pre-sale ride passes are available now. If you got kids or you got adults that want to ride the rides and you want to save some money, get that pre-sale ride pass. It'll save money if you do that. So how do you do it? If you get you can get it from any Wellston Ohilco Society board member. Their names are on the website or Facebook. These pre-sale tickets cost $30. That gets you a wristband, and it's good all 4 days of the festival, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Purchasing the pass provides savings over buying multiple ride tickets once the festival starts. You know how easy it is to spend a lot of money once you go to a festival or an event. This is a way to save money up front.
There you go.
So there you go.
Good bargain.
More coming tomorrow, Jennifer.
Okay. Well, Pete, thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning, and we will be back tomorrow with more of the latest and greatest, right?
Oh, yeah, and I should tell you one other thing, because I was thinking,
Yeah.
I was thinking this was tomorrow, but I think it's today. And this is real important for some folks especially. Let me get this out of here. Yes. Where is that thing? Here it is. Huh. Sorry about that. Mosquito spraying in Wellston on Thursday. Very important. It's from 7 to 10 p.m. If inclement weather prevents the spraying, then spraying will be done on Friday. Very important to know, if you see that truck and you see the spray, that's what they're doing. If you have respiratory problems, you should stay away. If it's in your area on your street, consider closing your windows so you don't catch any whiff of that mosquito spray, which is designed to kill bugs, not people and pets and like that.
Sure, of course.
But that is going to take place tomorrow evening.
Yep. It's one of the things we have to do.
Exactly. And if it rains, they're going to do it on Friday evening. Right now, the weather looks favorable.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate it, and we'll be right back here tomorrow.
All right.
We'll see you then. Bye-bye.